You've got 16 happy clients. You got a growing team, a killer offer, but every marketing expert is shouting something different at you. Emails, reels, SEO, ads, and now you're just spinning your wheels. That's where today's guest is at. And in this episode, we zoom in on what actually works and how to grow without the chaos. Caleb Price is the founder of The Podcast Upload. It's a boutique production company helping Christian-based brands build authority and trust through podcasting. He's a former filmmaker turned agency owner. He's a husband, father of 5, and right now he's wrestling with a problem that most entrepreneurs know all too well. How do you scale your marketing without losing your mind? So in this live coaching session, we get really practical about choosing your lane, qualifying leads, and then letting focus drive your next move. Let me just give you credit for this. When you and I met and you suggested, hey, a podcast that actually peeks behind the curtain and shows what coaching sessions are like, I thought, you know what, that's brilliant. I'll say some names that you probably are familiar with, like Dave Ramsey or Michael Hyatt or Donald Miller.
Yep.
After we talked, this light bulb went on where I was like, you know what? If I was walking down the street and I saw Michael Hyatt, he wouldn't know me from Adam.
Right.
But I feel like I know him. How the heck did that happen? And it occurred to me, it's because I've had him in my ears for years. I've been reading his books, and
exactly.
It got me to thinking, just as you said, why can't I do that? Like, why can't I build relationship with other people, even if it is one way? It doesn't feel like it to the listener.
Well, and the way you're doing it, which I love, and I'm ready to expose my soul here, and you can coach me, is at least from what I've seen from you, you approach it in a genuine, hey, how can I help? How can I bring value? So people aren't just hearing you talk at them, right? Like there's plenty of those podcasts where people are just saying, here's your tax strategy for your LLC in 2025. And here's how you're going to, 10x your customer base based on blah, blah, blah. But actually, and I think that's why Dave Ramsey probably works so well, is it's not Dave just kind of talking.
Right.
And his team, it's like they're listening to people like, all right, here's your problem. How do you feel about this? So yeah, like I feel a little bit like I know Donald Miller too.
Right.
Because for the same reason you just said. But anyways.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so here's how I like to run these. I want you to pretend that you paid me like $1,000 for this session, and you're expecting to walk away with some insight or clarity around something that you're wrestling with in your business right now. So if you could just pick one thing, what would you want to do today?
Yeah. So if I am calling in, I would say, hey, Zach, I really want to focus like a laser when it comes to marketing. So I know in org charts, sometimes they put S&M, sales and marketing, in the same bucket, but it's clearly, okay, marketing, if it's done well, drives the interest and the demand or the need or whatever, the question. And then it should move over to the next department, which is the sales. And I feel really strong at sales because I don't want, even though I want to make a sale, I never want to be pushy. I genuinely want to hear and figure out if they have a budget for this, if they have a vision for this. And if I can help, we're going to help, and I'm going to make that sale, and we're going to figure that out. And if I can't, I'm going to do my best to point them in the right direction, send them gear recommendations, which I think you and I kind of did. So sales has never really been hard for me because I genuinely enter the conversation with, I'm just going to figure out how to serve this person. That's it. It's the marketing that is so noisy because there's so many companies. Like I guarantee I'll book you 10 calls a day. It's like you did, and they're from Bangladesh and they don't have a budget. So thank you.
Right.
That didn't really help. And so there's so many arguments. And then an Alex Hormozy, which is, I think he's full of some good wisdom, but he's like, you need 495 social media pieces a week. It's like, well, that's going to cost me thousands of dollars.
Right.
And then someone else is like, no, it's all about email lists, email campaigns. Someone else is like, it's all about targeted Google SEO. And so it's just so noisy. So I think the thing I'd like to walk away with is, for our company, our size, few full-time staff, some contractors, where should I focus, or at least kind of help me, Zach? How should I focus and grow something instead of trying to do a bunch of things, all of which can be kind of expensive?
Right.
and figuring out, oh, is it the freebie? Is it constant social? Like, I don't know. So does that make sense?
Absolutely. Yeah. I think this is a really common thing, especially for folks on the smaller side of the startup phase like you're in. So let me ask you some clarifying questions. First, how big do you want to get? Like what's enough for you?
I mean, I don't have a great answer for that. I mean, I guess 10 to 20 million in revenue a year would be great, but
okay,
I just kind of pulled that number from the air.
That's
I think by end of next year, a few million revenue would be a good goal.
Okay. And how many team members would that look like in order to support that sort of revenue? I mean, and how many clients are we looking at?
So that would probably be about 24 clients.
Okay.
24, 25 clients.
Okay. And where are you at today?
We're at 16 clients right now.
All right. So that's not quite doubling. Did you say by the end of next year or the next couple of years?
Yeah. So I guess we would, and those are, I would say we've gotten a lot better at operations and our offer.
Okay.
So some of those are on a lower tier that I wouldn't sign again. Just the amount of work for the revenue stream starts to,
the juice isn't worth the squeeze.
It's borderline break even, if not, so.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's where we're at right now.
All right.
So I think maybe the better answer than is knowing that. Thank you for asking me these questions.
Sure.
A better answer is probably maybe, it seems like by end of next year, 30 clients.
30. Okay. So still roughly
that probably feels
doubling.
There you go.
Okay. So the reason I wanted to ask you that is I think that sometimes we go listen to Alex Hormozi, which is, I agree. Like, though a pagan has got a lot of good advice, right? Mm-hmm. But he is thinking at the $100 million level. And he's not always talking to people who are like you and I, who maybe we have some eventual aspirations to get there. But right now, 30 clients is enough for at least where you're trying to get to. And so the tactics that he is giving you are all about like a different scale than what we're talking about. So let me back out then and go, okay, how did you get those 16 clients? Where did they come from?
So the business started with, I'm trying to think, my first big client started with, I kind of liked this business idea. I'd figured out how to do it. So this is kind of silly. I texted a buddy who has a podcast, pretty successful. And all I said was, hey, I'm producing more podcasts. I'll give you, I think I said $500 or whatever, $1,000, a good commission. If you ever just recommend me to anybody and they sign. Sure. And I remember he was like, oh man, sounds great. That moment, someone posted on Facebook, said, hey, looking for a podcast producer. And it was like at that moment. Yeah. And I don't even know that person, but my buddy did. And so he was like, oh, hey, you need to hit up Caleb Price. He's the best in the business. Like it was all within minutes.
Wow.
And then that person called me and boom, it was like it's still one of the biggest clients I've ever had and still work with. And so that I'm aware is not a marketing model necessarily, because it was just like, it was incredible how it happened like that. And then the rest of them have been some word of mouth from that first one, which is common. And the rest were actually SEO. They genuinely, because our website, thepodcastupload.com, doubles down on podcast production and marketing for faith organizations. Yeah. And I think we're starting to own that SEO space a little bit.
Okay. So a majority of your growth so far was through good SEO.
Yeah, I guess saying it out loud, you're right. Yes.
Sure. All right.
Yes, so that's exactly how.
So for me, like the first place to start is, well, what's already working or what has been working, right? I mean, so if SEO has been your primary, it makes sense to double down on that, doesn't it?
Yes. I mean, when you put it that way, yes.
Okay. I mean, like, as you said, there are about 1,000 channels you could use, but when you only need to get 16 more, I think the best place to start is, well, what was already working?
Right.
Okay. So, I love that you're the easy button. At least that's the way one of your clients has described you. Mm-hmm. I think sometimes I'm guilty of this. Most people can be guilty of this. We want the easy button, or at least we think it's the easy button, and we want to scale. But really, we don't need to scale that much. So I'm willing to do a little bit of the hard work to just pick up the phone and make some calls as well. Because how many calls do I actually have to make to get 16 new clients?
Yeah. I don't have the math for you, but there's a number there.
Well, I mean, let's do it the easy way for now. How many new inbounds from SEO did you need in order to close those 16?
Oh, I don't know enough. We're at the stage of our business, hence why this call is so good. The operations are now smooth and clients are really happy, which is my number one priority because I don't want turnover.
Absolutely.
That I'm actually beginning to look at these things.
Okay.
So I don't actually know. I don't know what our web traffic is. I don't know what any of that kind of stuff.
Well, let me back it out or make it a little bit easier then. You're the only sales guy, right?
You mean, yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm the only one that would talk like this, hear their problems. Yes, I'm it.
Okay. So roughly how many phone calls or meetings like this where you do a discovery call with a potential client?
Oh, I probably closed 30% of them.
Okay. All right. So
because for someone to book a call, because you also hire services. If you're going to book a call, that means you're pretty far along because I'm going to have to actually talk to somebody. So
yeah.
So the close rates is pretty good. About 30%, 35%.
Yeah. Okay. So that means for every 1 in 3 calls, you get a new customer.
Yeah. Let's be a little more modest. Say 1 in 4.
Sure. Okay.
And again, I haven't done like a big media blitz.
Sure.
Where you're booking so many calls that a ton of them are not useful. Right now it's been true SEO, people searching.
Yeah. Organic
Christian.
search.
Yeah. So I'm sure if I was really paying for ads, the close rate would probably go down because I'd be booking a lot more calls. But
well, then you and I would have another call about, how do I filter people out before I invest my expensive time? You start to fish with a finer net or something like that.
Got it.
But let's kick that can for now. So
yes, kicking the can.
So 1 in 3 calls you close, which you and I both know.
We'll say 1 in 4.
Okay, let's go with
4.
For
the listener, I'm sure listeners are like, there's no way he's closing 1 in 3. So let's 1 in 4, 1 in 5. Let's be the 25%.
Okay, let's go with 25% because that makes easy math. That means that you would need to have 64 calls between now and sometime in the next year or two to add your new 16 clients. Agree? Could you do that in the next year or two?
100%. So I think what the question then is, best ways to get those calls, and per the advice you just gave, would be like, okay, I sit on the board of a nonprofit, so you think I would have known this already, but they wanted to do a massive social media push to get more of the younger generation to donate.
Sure.
And I said, what is the average age of your current donor? And it was like 35 plus.
Oh yeah.
So I was like, so shouldn't we continue to go after the 35 plus market if we have zero donors, which is basically what you just kind of helped tell me. Well, if you've never closed a client from social media ads, maybe let's not run social media ads right now.
Or the key is what you just said right now. It's maybe not yet. I mean, if you decide that to go to 20 million, you're going to need 400 clients. That's a different game.
Right.
But right now, this is still easily within the realm of Caleb, works harder at taking some phone calls.
Yes, exactly.
Right. SEO then, what do you think would be the easiest way to scale up your inbounds by, let's just say 4x?
I don't know. What do you think?
Okay. Well, let's start with the low hanging fruit. I'm assuming that your site is already pretty well optimized for SEO as it exists.
Well, it's interesting that you said that. We just signed a new, can I plug a client? I mean, that's fine, right?
Sure, of course.
It's a great show. It's called The Crowdfunding Nerds. Okay. They're highly successful at Kickstarter.
Okay.
And so they run a whole podcast to help teach people how to do it.
Awesome.
However, his business that he owns is an SEO optimization business. So we actually just made a deal. So it's kind of a trade, but that's what they do is SEO and stuff. I don't understand. Maybe you know better. Proper backlinks.
I know enough to be dangerous.
Yeah. So we knew enough to be dangerous, which is how we were okay and still ranking on the first couple pages of Google. Now we have a company that's going to help us maintain the first 3 spots.
Sure.
On Google.
Sure.
So that should help, I guess.
Okay. So if I'm you, what I would want is, hey guys, so excited for this partnership. I hope that it's going to bless both of us. One of the things that'd be really helpful for me is an initial report. Hey, what's our baseline? Give me a benchmark. And then, hey, 30 days from now, I'd really like to see, what's our lift been so far? What's the delta since we started making changes? And then I think next step would be, okay, well, how do we dial that up a little bit? I mean, this is where Hormozy or any of those guys who are into SEO will tell you, hey, you go to the Google store and you buy traffic, right?
Right.
And then it's your website's job. And as I've looked at your website, I think it's already pretty dialed in, but I bet you could tighten it up. It's your website's job to make sure that you are fishing with the right bait for the people that you actually want to catch. Right. So what problem do you solve and for whom do you solve it?
Which should we? Yeah, do you want to analyze my site?
Let's do it right now. Yeah. Okay. So we're on the homepage. So professional podcast production. We help faith brands create successful podcasts that position them as thought leaders, build relationships, and generate value. Or revenue rather. Dude, you're already crushing the story brand methodology.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Right.
I was like, I know I got this method from somewhere. I'm like, oh, that's what it was.
Oh, you're totally crushing it. So right off the get go, above the fold, I'm learning, hey, they do podcast production. And most people that are looking for podcast production understand what that means. And then, Faith Brands is dialed in there like, hey, this is who we help. So if I show up and I'm a plumber, that wants to start a podcast, I'm probably going, this may not be for me. Or if I'm Joe Rogan, I'm probably going, this probably isn't for me. Right. Or at least not yet. Maybe he's moving towards a faith brand. We'll see. So you've got that.
Come on.
Then if I scroll down, hey, you dial into the problem. Podcasting is a lot of work, but don't get bogged down in all of the editing stuff. Let us handle everything. So this is the first place where I think you could actually agitate the pain just a little bit more. This is the problem you solve, right? People who are running a business, producing a podcast is for most of them, a very small fraction of all of the other daily responsibilities they have to generate revenue.
Right. The best way I could put it is, so some of our easiest sells, we've done 2 or 3 like this. It's rare, but they're by far the easiest sells. Shows that already existed. When they read that, they book a call. They're pretty much like, hey, I love God. Here's my show. What's your price? And those ones that have called, it's 100% close rate because they're already knee deep in the pain. Yeah. So whereas some people, what you just said, hey, I have a business or I'm a marketing director or, think big business. Cause I do want to go after the $100 million businesses in that space as well. They're thinking I have a full plate on my plate. I know podcasting and turning it into a media engine is what we need to do. Yeah. But sometimes they fall in one of 2 camps. Either they're already aware of that pain. So they book the call. Okay. They're like, well, I don't want to hire more staff. Or B, they think what you just said is true. They think, oh, I'll just make sure once a week I hop on here. I'll buy some lights off Amazon and communicate some content and hit post somewhere. It's all the nuance around that they are unaware of that we handle. So basically we handle we basically make that a reality for them. So if they don't know it's not a reality yet, it's like, hey, you probably, Zach, would just like to communicate and help people, right? Like, yes. So we will do all that other stuff around. So you won't have to worry about the show notes or the SEO, or if it's posted, we'll just take care of it. You'll review it, make sure you like the edit, and that's it. So that is what I'm trying to convey with that.
So I think you're doing a great job, and I think you just want to actually go a little bit deeper here. Like I fall into the latter camp, right? I'm not the guy that's got some really successful podcast, has been doing it a long time, and now I want to take it to the next level. I hope that I'm there a year or 2 from now, and I will be like the customer that's like, oh, this is such a pain, Caleb. I'm the guy that's on the front and going, hey, I know this is a lot of work, and there's a bunch of things that I hadn't really considered. So I think you actually want to put some bulleted lists here. Like, hey, it's not that you just show up and record and voila, you've got a podcast. There's show notes, there's editing, there's making sure that the video and lighting look good. There's actually taking, content from those, turning them into shorts and using them on your YouTube channel. There's all this stuff that if you didn't consider it, now you know it's a lot of work. And if you did, you're just sitting there nodding going, oh man, I don't have time to do all the other stuff. Right. But you've agitated the pain so that when they call, they're already primed.
Right. Okay.
So I would expand on this, add some bullets here, but it's already really good. But add some of the bullets of the other pain points. Like, tell me what the work is.
Okay.
Okay.
Before we move to the next section, can we talk about the header? Or when you scroll up to the top, that's just one of our clients, kind of a video showing like, oh, we helped get them set up.
Oh, yeah.
So I wanted to ask you something. So what's been resonating with me, like in my gut, is when I'm looking for service-based businesses, honestly, for anything, could be digital or even like physical, like at my house, like plumbers or groundskeepers or whatever. When I see photos of the team on the front page, and I immediately, because there are so many fly-by-night websites out there, it's like, hey, is this real? Or is this one guy and it's like 30 people in the Philippines that he's cycling through? There's something about, this is a made in America, USA based team.
Yeah.
I was thinking of getting where it says professional podcast production up in there. It'd be a photo of our whole team. What do you think? Is that stupid or?
It's not stupid. I think that it's a good idea, and I think you shouldn't do it right here.
Okay.
What I want to experience, what you want your visitors to experience is for them to be able to see themselves in the future successful life that they want. So I think that what you've got here is really, really good. You've got, what I assume to be some of your clients, right?
Oh, the real life. Oh, you mean in the video? Yes, those are clients. Those are our people.
The thing they're in the real. So it could be a still photo or not. But I think that having this photo or this visualization of, oh, that could be me, really locks in and sets me up for, well, what else am I going to learn on this page? Somewhere else down the page, I think you should have some photos of your team to go, hey, we're not just some fly by night, like out of, some other foreign country thing. That's fine.
Okay.
But don't waste that real estate at the top. You really want to hook people into, oh, that could be me.
Got it. I appreciate it. Okay.
Right. Good question. Okay. Then you've got some social proof here, which is brilliant. Love it. Nothing changed there.
You can click one. I don't know if that matters.
All right. Let me click here.
That should. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Okay. So great. Links out. Love this. I like that you are also, repping your clients. I mean,
that's another thing we wanted to do. A client,
really cool.
We had focused, I'll just be blunt. Like we focused a little bit on the BJU Press and Kirk Cameron and All Things Possible with Bethany Hamilton. Another client, we just hadn't got to it yet, but another client had said, hey, I just saw that you showed the whole case study and like, could you do that for me too? And it was interesting because I had almost thought like maybe they would feel like it was not patronizing, but whatever that word is on our site. But instead, they're like, no, we love that you do a success story. So
yeah,
what you just said is funny because you figured it out quicker than I did. The clients were like, please do that. Like, we love that you highlight our show.
Yeah. I mean, I think it in some ways is a little bit flattering, right? Like you think what they're doing is really cool.
I do.
Yeah. All right. Then you've got your 3-step plan. Absolutely brilliant. So I think that the place for what we just talked about a little bit ago, if I click schedule a free discovery call, that'll load up. You've already got your form here. I think that you could just put something in the middle between the form and the headline here is something like maybe a video from you, which I don't know if you're any good at video or not, but,
okay.
You record a polished video saying, hey, I'm Caleb. We help, you do your whole pitch. And then you just say, hey, if you're wondering if we're a good match for what you're doing, here's a few things that you should know about us up front. So I think you just put that in bullet form, in text form down below, but people will see the quality of what you produce. They'll get to hear directly from you, not just read the words, but they'll hear your tone, they'll see your smile, and they'll go, wow, he actually cares about us, being a good fit. And he's just told us whether or not we're going to be a right match.
Mm-hmm. And you're actually saying, put that on this discovery call.
Put it right here on the discovery call before they can even get to the form.
Idea. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. Well, I think you can, now we're getting in the weeds of the tech. Our back end is high level. So that's what form is built on. So couldn't I put it in this form? Actually, couldn't the video be at the top of? Yeah,
you probably could.
That way
been
they
a while
can just
since I used high level.
That way they can just scroll.
Sure.
Like they can watch and then just scroll and fill out their info.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remove clicks.
Right. Yeah, that's fair enough. I'm just talking about a video that's actually just embedded in the page here, like right where my mouse is. I just click play. It's in line. Again, you can work with your team to decide how it gets embedded. But I think that if I'm you, I'm like, hey, if you listen to all the things that I just said were a good match for you to work with us, just scroll down below, fill out the form, and we'll get set up with a call.
Oh, great.
Right.
You're thinking something it doesn't have to be, you said polished, but we're not talking about something with a bunch of B-roll and this and that. It's just kind of a heartfelt me to them. Hey, let me just kind of tell you so you can hear it from me instead of just reading all the words on a page.
That's right.
Where this came from and what we can do. And essentially still stick to the story brand kind of method of highlight their pain.
Yep.
How we can be the guide and how we could be a great fit to help them land on success.
That's exactly right. And the beauty of this is it's their first opportunity to to associate a human with your business. Just like we said earlier, you're starting that relationship before you're even on a call with them. So the first time that they are talking to you, they're like, oh yeah, you're the guy from the video. And wow, I really appreciated what you said.
That's brilliant. I love that idea. Since you're about to tear apart my form, which I appreciate, can you click back?
Yeah.
Cause we do have a video on the main page, but I made it years ago. See that this is what we do. That's a video.
Yeah, I don't know why, but my eyes glossed over the finger, maybe because it's the same color. Mm. So let's see.
We just might need to, yeah.
Okay, I wouldn't take that out. I'm not going to listen to the whole thing.
You already get it. From the first seconds, I'm sure you could already get what the video is going to be. It's a voiceover explaining the pain and how we help.
It's a killer thing. I think it's probably really well produced. I'll watch it after this call, but
it's just a bunch of stock footage. But you pointed something out that I'm thinking about. I'm not in it. It's just a professional voiceover person I hired.
Yeah.
With text and stock footage.
Yep. And I think it's fine. Like, don't take it out. But for the people that it actually compels to sign up, I think a really personal touch from you would really take this to the next level. And it will get to that fear that you have of, hey, if we dial up paid advertising or paid traffic, am I going to get a bunch of unqualified calls? That video, I think, will help filter some of them out because you're going to lay out your criteria. So here's mine. And I'm not saying I've done this perfectly either. Like, a lot of construction workers, their house looks terrible. I could definitely punch this up. But one of my to-do lists is to actually put a video right here that explains all of these same things. So what's it like to work with me? Hey, I believe in capitalism deeply. I only work with a few clients. I expect extreme ownership. I'm going to say all of those things in the video as well. And then, hey, if that sounds good to you, click the link down below. Let's get set up for a call. I would actually just lay all of that out because you're starting to filter it.
So you put it on your front page, but you're saying just kind of based on design.
This is actually my about page.
Oh, never mind. Okay. Yeah. So you're kind of saying not front page. It's great on, you're sticking with your idea of when someone hits schedule a discovery call,
exactly,
which is all over my page. That's what they should be kind of greeted with: criteria, little video, and the form. So it's like, hey, you fit this criteria? Let's go. Let's book this.
You got it. I don't think I would change anything about the form. I mean, like, as you said, fewer clicks. I want this to be very low barrier to entry if they've self-selected. So this is great. You might consider making this extra information thing optional. Let's do this because I think this is important. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill this out really quick. It's scheduled and now it's got me some calendar stuff. This is all great. And I think that the next step is, well, what are the common causes of people not showing up? Or are there things that you want them to do to be prepared to show up? So you might say, step one, hey, we sent you an invite. Sometimes for some reason, our emails go into the junk box. So what you should do right now, like go in, find it and move us to your safe senders thing.
So yeah, I was going to say, I don't really need him to do anything beforehand. The notes section is actually really important, because what was happening is I would take some calls and they would just leave it blank. And half the time, like, I already have a thriving, I have a big podcast already. And it's like, dude, if I just would have known the name of your show, I would have spent 10, 15 minutes just at least seeing what's up with it. And so since I've added and made that notes necessary, that's completely eliminated that problem. So
keep it. Then keep it.
But I hear what you're saying here. Yeah. The spam is actually a huge issue we've been facing even with compliance and everything.
Sure.
Google is Gmail's highly aggressive. So,
very, very. So I would put a note in here how to handle that. And then you may think this is overkill. So you decide whether or not it's too high touch. I'm not sure that we can be too high touch and too personal. So I think another video here would help keep the momentum going. And what I would do is put a video right in here that is like you excited that they scheduled a call, congratulating them on taking a step, and then giving them just like this video should be less than 30 seconds. But hey, here's what to expect on our call. And so you're telling them exactly what they're going to be doing when they meet with you. You're going to have, 5 questions for them, and you just want them to be ready to, share more about their vision or whatever. Prime the pump.
Yeah, I should be using video more. It's not hard. I don't know why. It's a really good idea.
You're a total pro at this. So you'll have far better video than most people. Then I'm just going to come back here, and I don't think we need to go down the rest. You've got plenty of social proof. It's really good. You got plenty of calls to action. I wouldn't change very much about this, except to probably play up the problem just a little bit more.
There's things that are I kind of like that maybe are nuanced that you didn't click on, but it probably doesn't matter. We have our team. You'd be shocked how many podcast production companies don't have that. And I know because I've actually booked calls with them and they don't have a team.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, oh man, that's a competitive, that's like, oh, look, humans.
I mean, I was looking through this the other day, and I was like, what? He's got an all-star team here. I mean, it's pretty impressive, your staff. I mean, wow. So I think,
I guess there's no comments. I was just wondering, it doesn't need to be on the front page though, right? Just let it be up there.
I mean, don't you think that's an advantage, don't you? It's part of the killer part of your solution is that you actually have real humans. I mean, anyone who's clicked around a little bit or tried a few other production companies may bump into this issue.
And you will.
Yeah. So why not put it front and center? We actually have a real team. That's one of the pros of our solution.
Where do you mind showing me on the page where you might link to that? I mean, it could be a tiny.
I would put it right below this 3-step plan. So you've got social proof here. You've got social proof down below. I would actually bump this secondary social proof down a little ways. And, this is where I would put the team. Hey, all of our people are US based. They produce, they have a history of producing lots of other shows.
Cause I guess I was like, well, some of our shows helps and the testimonials I used to have higher, but now that we've been doing the success stories, I like the success stories where they are. Cause it already gives you a little, what do you call that?
The social proof.
Thank you. Social. It's like, oh, I know those people. Yeah. Oh, that's how, okay. So I don't need to do it again. So
and then you've got plenty of other things up here that are also really good. I mean, don't get rid of them. Just, you want that front page to say everything.
And articles they're genuine, but they're just they're helpful articles, but as any website, they mainly serve the purpose of SEO.
And I think that there's probably one other less obvious benefit. If I'm thinking about all of the assets that are going to be produced for me if I work with you, these are sort of
I didn't even think about that
example of, they're not kidding when they say that they know how to, write a blog post, right? It's more of a show and tell sort of thing. All right. So let me ask you one other question, and then I'm going to check in with you. Do you have a podcast?
No.
Why not?
And because of the amount of work it takes to do it correctly. We won't do We have talked and thought about it, but it's almost back to the questions you asked me in the beginning, which I know are obvious questions, but sometimes you just need someone like you to just say them out loud again.
Yeah.
Like, okay, you have customers. Yes. Where'd they come from? Oh, over there. So you should probably keep hunting over there for a while instead of experimenting over there. That's the main reason. It's like there's 4.2 or 4.3 million active podcasts. There's like over almost 9 million registered, depending on how you look at the stats. And so I know no one will accidentally stumble upon it. I'm aware that I'd need to put money behind it to promote it and do the right things. People can already look at the Kirk Cameron show, All Things Possible, Zan Tyler, all of our shows there to see like, oh, these are produced shows by the podcast upload.
Right.
And we're paid to make those shows. So that currently is the reason we don't have a podcast.
Okay. So
just because if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it correctly.
Let me challenge your thinking here a little bit.
Please do.
I'm not sure first of all, what do you mean by I'm going to do it correctly means?
Like I wouldn't just do a couple episodes or not be able to sink time into the production and all of that. So
got it. Okay.
It's basically like am I going to use company hours and resources and money to produce our own show?
Got it.
Like, and then here's another big one that I've seen with someone that does a show. It doesn't always have to be a podcast. Could be like a YouTube or something, and they offer a service, but you see if they have a show, and then you realize they haven't posted in 6 months.
Yeah.
It's always a bad look. So
okay. 100% agree.
Those are my concerns.
With that said, there's a lot of power in eating your own dog food.
Okay.
What I mean by that is I think that if you did a podcast, you are going to do it well. You can't help but do it well. You've got a team of people that are really skilled at this. So you don't personally have to do it except for being the recording. So in some ways you actually get to trial your own process and find ways to improve it, which is cool for you. You also get to lead by example. And rather than trying to come up with some format that is like a global sensation, don't try to be the next Joe Rogan. That job's already taken. But what if you recorded a podcast that is specifically for faith-based organizations that are already dabbling with this? Mm-hmm. Like you could make a list of probably 200 or 300 organizations or people that you're aware of where you're like, wow, I would love to work with them. And then use this as a way rather than, broad spectrum marketing, use it as targeted marketing. You could reach out to those people and say, hey, I recorded a podcast for you. This is for organizations like you that are trying to expand their influence. This show teaches you how to build relationship, increase, revenue, whatever the thing is, by establishing a relationship through a visual and audible medium that is the way people are building relationship today. And if you don't ever work with us, no problem. You're still going to benefit from watching the show. Make it yours, make it unique. But I think that you're really engaging, dynamic. I think that you could serve a lot of people, and some of them are going to be like, wow, the quality of what they're doing is amazing. We want that for ourselves.
Okay. I will think about that because yeah, I mean, it's like you said, eating your own dog food. I would know exactly what to do. I guess I was just trying to figure out, is that a good use of resources? But it's also proof texting pretty well. And I mean that in a healthy way. Hey, I've loved this, Zach. I have felt an immense amount of value from this.
Oh, I'm so glad. So like what, if you could just narrow it down, like I'll give you a second to think about it, but what are one or two things that you're going to walk away and, think about a little bit more or do something with?
Well, we're getting aggressive. So the number one thing that you've helped me with, and this is just how God works, because that's how he works. You and I scheduled this a while ago, but I needed it now, which is interesting. I'm going to stop all of our auxiliary test and see marketing things. Okay. So I have a marketing guy on staff. We are going to, and he's also our web developer. So we're going to hone in and go exactly where our current clients have come to, which is our website. So we're going to implement your website suggestions.
Awesome.
Probably today. And then I'm going to check in with the SEO team, which, and find out and get a report from them and just ask them, hey, in 30, 40 days, let's get the new report. I mean, those are kind of big action steps. Those will take me a few days.
I love it.
And then, I'm actually, after this, I'm going to look at everyone who has booked a discovery call and I haven't checked in with in the last few weeks who decided it wasn't the right time.
Okay.
And I'm going to email all of them. And then one thing I did get a lot of clients from is a conference where I taught this information at a homeschool alliance.
Awesome.
And I had a special package, and 1, 2, 3 people bought it basically right away. And then I shut it down, but it's been a little over a year. So I think it'd be appropriate to activate it for a few days.
Great.
And so I'm going to email everyone that went to that conference, just let them know the package is available for the next few days. And now I have proof because people just actually re-up for another year. And so they love working with us. So
wonderful.
Happy. I can give a shout out. They're Czech, CHEC. If you're homeschooling in Colorado, you know who Czech is. Their podcast is great. And they just said, hey, we want you guys, please keep producing this. So those are my action steps. I just feel more focused because of you, Zach. I really appreciate to scale. Don't read the book of $100 million scaling. It kind of reminds me of good old Donald Miller saying, and I love what he said, and it so goes into the face of what people want to do. And he says, spend some time on your branding, like get it right, but then move on. Because no one will ever book you because of your branding.
That's
right.
Like,
until you're making $200 million in revenue, and then you can really focus on branding, because then it's about recognition, Coca-Cola, Pepsi, et cetera. I'm not there, and that's okay. Yep. So I'm going to focus where my clients are currently coming from. And I'm going to camp out there at least for the rest of the year, and probably maybe review Q2 of next year of how is that going? Is it time to now is it a good time to experiment on, some more social media stuff? The one action step I'm nervous about is starting our own podcast. But
okay. Yeah. Well, put that in the hopper. Think about it. I mean, that's not something you do tomorrow. Spend some time praying about it.
I mean, since you're the type of company who would hire a company like ours because of your niche and everything, what kind of value would that podcast give for you? Like, what would you want to hear about? Since I'm right here and I can ask you.
Yeah. I'm glad you're doing that. So I think it depends on who you decide your real target market is. But if you are kind of taking the approach of, hey, let me help people grow to a place where they would need our services, that's probably a different show than, hey, let me talk to people who have already bumped into it and they're exhausted by trying to keep up with all the work. Either way, I think that the angle that I would take is, hey, if you're struggling with this problem, like how to optimize for shorts. Here are, our 5 greatest tips on how to make great shorts from episodes you're already recording. Or, here is the best way that we've found to create great show notes. It's like we're using ChatGPT and this template, and you can get it over here. I'm making stuff up. I don't know what you actually do, right?
No, we do. So the reason why we use AI in different aspects, and if you're uncomfortable with that as a client, we're probably not the right fit, and that's okay. Yeah.
Again, pick your audience, but then reach out to Christian faith organizations or people that you want to work with and tell them, I made a podcast just for you. We started this with you in mind, and we hope it blesses you. Now, most of those people are going to be like, whatever, I don't have time. But some of them will latch on, and some of them will actually go, we've got to have the podcast upload, do our stuff. And Zach Wise will someday be one of those people. Yeah. Caleb, do this for me. If people who have been listening want to get in touch with you, we already demoed your website, but tell us where they'll find you.
Yeah, just do that. thepodcastupload.com.
Great.
And if all else fails, I'll just sell the domain because I grabbed it early and now it's worth a lot. So.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
That's all you got to do. I'm the easiest. You just book a call. You could also email me, caleb@thepodcastupload.com, but I'm easy to get hold of. You can put it in the show notes.
Very good. Yes, it'll go in the show notes. Thank you. This was awesome. So in that conversation with Caleb, the clarity came from simplicity. Rather than just chasing every marketing trend, he saw the power of just doubling down on what was already working. Strong SEO, clear messaging. Sometimes the next step isn't adding more, it's actually eliminating distraction. So Caleb left with a concrete goal, 64 calls. That's it. That's the bridge from today's reality to tomorrow's growth that he wants. So if you're a founder feeling pulled in 10 directions, then let this be your permission to zoom in, to just listen for what God has already been blessing and then follow that path with focus and faith. So I'd encourage you to reflect on this. What part of your marketing plan, or any other part of your business for that matter, feels like noise? And what's actually already bearing fruit? Look, here's the truth. It's hard to read the label when you're inside the bottle. And sometimes all you need is just a little bit of help to clarify your right next step. So if that's you, then go ahead and book a free 15-minute call with me using the link in the show notes. Now, may the Lord God bless your business, bless your efforts, and open your eyes to the things that have already been bearing fruit, and then give you the courage to double down on them. I'll see you next time.